Hi guys, if you saw my Project Life process video this week, you'll recognize this photo. It is the same one that I put in my Project Life, but at the time I had said that I didn't think that the Girl Boss stamp set from Kellie Stamps was really gonna suit this photo because that wasn't what I was. But I've decided to try and change my mindset on that because technically I am a girl boss. I'm a girl, I'm my own boss, I'm a girl boss. So I'm gonna make a page in my book today just sort of celebrating that and trying to change that little mindset a little bit more positively about myself. Now I've got my all heart collection because I think it works so nicely with this stamp set. In fact, it works really nicely with a lot of Kellie stamp sets. So I'm gonna use the stamp sets and use my all heart collection and just make a really fun page today. Now this is the photo I've got. I've printed it in a little landscape format so that it fits across the page, and I picked out that first paper. I loved the little cluster down the bottom that's already printed on the paper, and now I just need another paper to go on this side. And I super love this rainbow paper. I've already used one sheet of it from the paper pad, so I've been hoarding the second page, not wanting to let it go. But I mean, if ever there's going to be a page where I should avoid the hoarding and use something I really love, then it's going to be this one. So I'm just trimming that down so it's the same size as my photo. The papers in the pad are 6 by 8, so they're not quite the full height of the notebook, so I've just trimmed a little gap on one side as well. The pages will meet up in the middle, but what I want to do right now is use the digital version of this stamp set to create a vinyl stamp to go on the pocket in the middle of my page. So I'm going to take you over to the computer and show you how I do that. So I've just opened a new document in Silhouette Studio, and I'm just going to grab in one of the PNG files from the Boss Babe set. So I'm going to use Girl Boss because technically that's what I am, I guess. I'm going to pop this up here. This is where I'm going to put my vinyl. I've just got a small piece of vinyl. It's actually Cricut vinyl, and I'm going to cut that on my silhouette. So it's going to go on my pocket, which is about 4 1/4, so I don't want it too large. I think that's probably about right. And I'm just going to trace it. So just go to your trace tool, select trace area, go over the top of that and click trace. And then I can delete the PNG file that's underneath there and just go ahead and send that to my silhouette. Now this is what the vinyl looks like after it's all been cut out, and I did need to experiment a little bit with the settings to get this to cut properly. So what you need to do to be able to transfer this vinyl cut file is just weed out all of the little pieces that aren't part of that digital stamp, and then I'm going to place over the top some transfer paper and just make sure that that's well and truly stuck down. This is the part I struggle with the most, is to make sure that the transfer paper is stuck onto the stamp, and sometimes I have to play with it like this so that it just peels off, and then I just place it really gently back down onto the backing paper until I am ready to pop that into my notebook. I haven't really stuck down anything in my notebook yet, but I just want to get the placement right for my transfer here. So I'm placing all the papers where I think I want them to go, and then I'm just going to clip that book shut just to make sure that everything stays in place. And then I can go ahead and transfer my vinyl onto the pocket of my pocket page notebook here. So I'm just going to peel that off really carefully because I know everything's not quite stuck down, and I'm just placing it so that you can see my face in the gap there between Girl Boss. So it works out quite nicely that Girl aligns to the top of my photo, and the Boss doesn't cover up my face. Now I'd love to say that that was like good planning, but actually it was completely accidental. Now I do find that sometimes that transfer tape leaves a little sort of sticky residue on top of the vinyl, so I just use the sleeve of, you could use anything, but I'm a peasant and use my sleeve there to just buff that off and make sure that there's nothing sticky that's going to stick to the paper on the other side. So now I've got the vinyl stuck down, I can go ahead and work on the rest of my page, and obviously the first thing I need to do is stick everything down since I haven't done that so far. The one thing I do like about having that tiny gap around the papers is it does make it a lot easier to stick everything down. You don't have to worry about trimming anything off the edge of the page. The one thing I want to be careful about is getting this photo back in the same place, so I just made a mental note that it lines up with the bottom of one of these rainbows, which was probably more accidental than anything else, but it worked out nicely as a way to place it. I've still got to stick down that left-hand piece of paper, but I want to do some stamping first, and the left side of my notebook is a little bit sort of bumpy and bulky, so I want to get the stamping out of the road before I go ahead and stick that down. There's 3 little stamps on this stamp set that are the same style. They're little hashtag stamps, so I think I'm going to use those to create 3 kind of clusters on the page, and I'm just picking some random places to put that. So I'm going to put one at the top there, which I've just aligned to make sure that it's going to be above the Boss Girl transfer. I don't want that to be hidden behind there, because even though we're talking about 2 different pages with that's this transparent page in the middle, I still want the whole thing to work together as a spread. So where I'm placing these clusters, I'm going to make sure that it's not going to be hidden by anything else. So the second stamp, Coffeeholic, down the bottom there, and my third, I'm going to build on the cluster that's already part of this pattern paper here on the left. It didn't, so I've only got the 1 stamp on there, so that can go down there, it gets stuck back into the book. And the rest of the clusters I'm going to create from the All Heart collection. I've got some puffy stickers, and I've got the other sticker pack. It's got all those different stickers in it. That's been one of my favorite things from this this collection, because there are so many stickers in this set. I just love it. Pulled out a couple of, well, I think there's 4 sticker sheets in there. I don't think I'll end up using them, but I kind of liked this, I don't know what you call it. They look like eyelashes to me, and I know that's totally not what they are. They sort of emphasize some of the quotes and letters, and I picked out these 2. They're solid stickers, but they didn't quite fit around my stamp properly, the digital stamp there, so I'm going to peel them off. That's the beauty of having them stuck onto the plastic like that, because I realized that these ones on the stamp here are individual, which means I can place them individually around my letters to make them stand out a little bit more. Kind of like eyelashes, isn't it? I'm going to do the same thing at the top and the bottom the way I had placed those other stickers before. These ones just work out so much nicer. I love the emphasis it gives it, and because the stickers are transparent, you can see the papers underneath. It doesn't have any sort of white marks around it to distract from that, and you can see it on both sides, which is I really love too. So these are, again, these sort of transparent stickers, and I'm just going to place them where where I did my stamping, just to create these clusters. And I do love being able to do all 3 in one go, so I'm building almost the exact same cluster. I'm just changing up the stickers and the colors here. So I've added these little phrase strips above the stamps, and I'm just looking to see what else I can add in here. I really like these arrows with the, it's like a holographic foiling to it, which I know is different than the sort of metallic gold foil that I've used. It's a really dusty kind of foil. I really love it. It's a beautiful color. Vinyl, sorry, I keep saying foil, it's vinyl. And I don't mind that they're not the same, so I'm gonna use both of them anyway. I didn't have any holographic foil, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And the last thing I'm going to add is just 3 puffy stickers. I've got a little glass with a straw in it, I've got a camera and some headphones, because I'm actually wearing headphones in the photo, so that seemed super appropriate. Now don't forget to check out down below in the description box, I have a discount code for you that is valid until the 9th of August at Kellie Stamps. All the details are down there below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen, or why not check out my Patreon page, because there are even more videos over there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!